going to start by singing happy birthday to head coach Charles Dankis of the basketball team.
How's it feel to be 50, Charles?
Not quite. He's getting there. He's getting there. So thank you so much for joining us for the Rocket Club Banquet. This is a night that we honor you, the coaches, Person County Board of Education, the Person County School Administrators, and the Rocket Club. Each wants you to know that we appreciate your late night practices, the long bus rides, the scheduling conflicts, and the mentoring that you do for our young students who participate in athletics in this county. Most of us see the product on the court or the field only for a few moments, but that product has been and continues to be outstanding due to your commitment to our students. The board and administrators of Rocket Club also extends a thank you to our spouses of our coaches, because without you, we wouldn't have our coaches. You do the good coaching at home that we need. It's our hope that you all enjoy tonight. It's a small token of our appreciation for all that you do for the Rockets. And so we're going to go on to our invocation with Ms. Margaret Bradshaw.
Brent's a little taller than I am. It's nice to be here tonight, and Mr. Powell and I flew in, and Ms. Tillman, all three of us flew in after a meeting we had at Social Office tonight. So we got here on time, and we're ready to roll. I want you to think for a minute. How many of you saw the movie Sully? Good. Okay. If you didn't see the movie, you don't know the story. Chancellor Sullenberger was the pilot of the plane that on January 15, 2009 was landed in the Hudson, and 155 passengers survived that. If you remember January 15, 2009, if you were like most people, you were probably glued to your TV watching that plane land on that water over and over and over and over, and what seemed to be the impossible. And you probably waited every time with the fear that what if they don't make it? Will it end different than it did at the 6 o'clock news, or the 4 o'clock news, or the noon news, or the 11 o'clock news? Maybe this time they're not going to all get out. Did I really see what I thought I saw as I watched that plane come down in that water? How many times did you say to yourself, how could they have done that? Why did this happen? This is unbelievable. That had to be the word of the day, unbelievable. Chancellor Sullenberger was a trained pilot, an experienced pilot. He had the decision-making skills and the calmness to pull off such a landing. When both engines failed following that bird strike, it was Sully's decision to land on the Hudson. It was a minute and 10 seconds into the flight from New York to Charlotte, North Carolina. When Sully looked at his co-pilot, and said, "It's my plane." If any of your pilots or know a pilot, you know that's protocol. That means take it off autopilot. It's mine. I am in control, and I'm in charge. At that moment, Sully accepted the responsibility for his passengers, for his crew, for his airplane, and he was sure that he could do it. Just as you, as coaches, stand before your young people, sure that you can do it and help them prepare themselves. Sully had spent a lifetime preparing himself for that kind of situation. He knew how to keep a cool head in a crisis. He had the ability to make quick decisions on the spot, practical decisions based on that experience, based on learning, education. He was an ordinary man who did an extraordinary thing on January the 15th. A lifetime of education, training, and dedication paid off for him in less than 3 minutes when it mattered the most for 155 passengers and their families. Sully was ready for his biggest test, and that had to have been it for his entire career. As coaches, I ask you, are you ready? Are you prepared? Are your players ready? Are they prepared? Are they trained? Can they be calm in the face of possible tragedy? Are they sure they can do it? I think that you are sure, and I think that they are sure. And I think I know why. I think it's because somebody in your life did that for you. They prepared you. They trained you. They had you ready for the big test. I am so proud that we have coaches like you in Person County who work with our children, that prepare them to do extraordinary things in their life. When you huddle before your game, do they go out on that court or out on that field able to say, it's my play? Are they ready? Are they calm? Are they prepared? I accept my responsibility as a part of my team. Are they ready? Have you gotten them ready? I think so, and I appreciate that more than I can say to you tonight. Would you join me in prayer? Father, we ask your blessings for our coaches who lead with passion and work hard to achieve goals. We ask that you help them know the difference between success and failure, and that it is almost always tied to preparation. Life always throws tests at us at the most inopportune times. May we be always the people with enough knowledge to lead, to not settle for mediocrity, and to set our bar high for our athletes. We know that you are our co-pilot. We know we have the strength to say, it's my plane, because you will be there for us and our athletes as they too grow to fly their own plane, that plane of life. Thank you for letting us share this night of celebration with ordinary people who do extraordinary things. We ask your blessing on this food and on those who have prepared it for us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Athletics is a very important part of their school careers, and also it helps form their personalities and their work ethics and character. A lot of things that you do and you build that's not even incorporated into the sport that you coach. But again, thank you all for the time that you put in this, and I know there's not hardly any money in it at all. That's one of the heartbreaking things, is that we can't pay you for the hours that you actually put into that. Therefore, I know that you love what you do. And from my point of view, I thank you for that. But just wanted to acknowledge that. And we'll move along. As Francis said, not Francis, Margaret. We flew in here tonight, so everything's flying over my head, I guess. Maybe I'm a little bit sympathetic. This will be my last banquet with you guys as coaches. And it's kind of sad from my point of view, but it's a joy to be with you here. We do want to say thanks to our special guest here tonight. Superintendent Holloman is away on another event and could not be here since his regrets. Jared Dennis and Lori Stacy from the central office. You folks here. Raise your hand, stand up. And from the Board of Education, of course, we have Vice Chair Margaret Bratcher and Board Member Frida Tillman with us tonight, here to support you. We also have Neil Sidnowa, the principal at Person High School. Is she not here? Well, we'll move on. Chris Tomasic, haven't seen Chris here tonight. Dr. Jonte Peel, principal at Southern Middle. Sean Hartfield from Southern Middle. There we go. There we go. Got one. Ashley Warren, principal at Northern Middle. Here. Kathy Hughes, AD at Northern Middle. And all of the spouses and guests of the coaches that are here tonight. And again, especially to all of you who coach. And the very supportive Rocket Club. That has always been a huge supporter of athletics in Person County schools and has done more for us than we could even begin to talk about. Of course, we have Dave Bratcher making this meeting and this banquet here available to people of Person County via Channel 10. Kelly Snow, I haven't seen Kelly. I'm sorry. Oh, there you are, Kelly. I'm sorry. Excuse me. And of course, our speaker tonight, Mark Gellick, which we will have an introduction a little later with. But again, on behalf of the Board of Education, just pure simply thank you, because that's what I can say and mean it from the bottom of my heart for what you do for the children of Person County Schools. Thank you. Enjoy your meeting.
This time I'm going to ask our treasurer, Mr. Bob Morgan, to come up and give you a couple of words on behalf of the Rocket Club.
Thank you, Brent, and it's certainly good to see you guys here tonight, and gals. We appreciate as a Rocket Club the efforts that you put into what you do. Some of the money that we raise comes from that booster board that you see that's on the Carver Drive into the football field. And this year, starting in January, we will be reselling that board for the next 2-year cycle. So I want to toss a little challenge out to you head coaches. What I'd love to see you guys do is bring us one person who is not on that booster board currently, because you know folks that we might not come in contact with in our daily lives, because we all are doing something different. And so what I'd like for each head coach of each sport who's here tonight to try to find me one person, one business, or one group, or one something or another that we can put on that booster board. That 2-year cycle brings in $1,000 per name. So if you look at it and we can put 60 names on that board, then over the next 2 years we bring in $60,000. We can do a lot of good things for you guys with $60,000 bucks. We currently give an incentive of $20 per player to the coaches of the varsity staff, so that we're giving that money back to the school. And over the last, Jeremy, is something like the last, since 1987, we've raised nearly $1 million that we've turned around and given back. So that took from the business that we would greatly appreciate, we would greatly appreciate you helping us out in that endeavor, and we'll strive to get 60 names on that board over for that period. Thank you.
Thanks, Bob.
We'll try to make a couple adjustments before we got our main event here. See how that goes.
All right, our next speaker for tonight is Mr. Mark Yella. He's a former, well, still a Rocket, but a former star for the Rockets. He obviously went on to ECU as a 4-year letterman there, was a coach, defensive line, defensive end coach, And he told me to keep it short and sweet because he's got some good stuff to tell you. So I'm going to let him tell you all about himself. Put all the pressure on him. But it's been a pleasure to sit up here with you, Mr. Yellick, and thank you for joining us tonight.
Thanks, Marshall.
So how y'all doing this afternoon? It was kind of hard for me to sit up here and eat after I ate that steak. Y'all got steak? I know some of y'all guys got shrimp or chicken or anything like that. But I want things to be loose out here because we all coaches around here, right? So I'm gonna ask y'all guys some questions. So be ready to speak up and everything like that. So, but again, my name's Mark Yellick. I'm a product of this university, of this school. I'm a product of the Booster Club. The Booster Club has helped me tremendously in the gear. And it's funny because I was telling these guys here that when I left, graduated, and went to college, we started talking about our experiences in high school, and we started matching. Some guys come from different areas. Some guys come from New Jersey, from Florida, from Georgia, all over the place, and we just compare experiences. And it's funny how the Booster Club, in the 4 years I was here, we had new uniforms every year. We had opportunities to get cleats. I played basketball here too. I played track here, so I was a three-sport guy, and so in all those fashions, we had everything that at the time I thought that was was small, but it's really big for these kids as you look at it. So support the Booster Club. I know y'all guys do, and keep pressing on because you change lives and you give kids opportunities by doing that. I want to start by saying that I'll tell you a little bit about myself. Again, I told you I'm from Roxborough, North Carolina, and I'm a wildcat. That means belt to heel for some of y'all guys who don't know. I'm a wildcat. I'm a Raider. I'm a Rocket. You know what I'm saying? So it's and along that goes the Pirates and everything else. But my point is that it's funny as I go along this journey of, as we call life. It's funny how many people that shape and mold you. We were sitting here just talking about belt to heel and all the experiences back then, and I was saying names that I probably hadn't said in years, and experiences. They were talking about barbecue. I barbecued at over there, and I was like, wow, I remember that when I was growing up. But my point is you have different experiences in those situations, and I graduated from East Carolina, and I had a degree in chemistry, and did an analytical chems thing. I went and I played football there. I started, and I did the whole deal. And something inside of me, even when I was playing, wanted to coach. So I went, so I got a job. I was working for a place called Metrics, analytical chemist, working in the raw materials department, doing chemical stuff. And also had an opportunity to coach high school. So I understand what your guys do. And then also had the opportunity to get into college football as it goes along. And I had to make a decision. I had to basically, I went from making, coming out of high school, coming out of college, making about $40,000. I had to make a decision if I want to get into college coaching. I went from doing that to making about $12,000 a year, and just starting all over again, grinding and working my way up in 2009, and I was blessed enough to be able to do that, and had a good support system around with me, and everything. So, but this whole thing is not about me and my story and what I've done. It's really about y'all as coaches, and to be honest with you, a lot of people don't understand that when it comes to coaching, we do a lot. We wear a lot of hats, don't we? And one of the things I want to ask you, before I even started, I apologize for doing that. Where are those spouses? Can all the spouses and girlfriends and everybody else, can they stand up? Stay standing now. Because I'm trying to give y'all guys some credit and which credit's due. Because without y'all, we can't do what we do. There's long hours. There's close games, there's some victories, there's some hard losses, there's some situations that we cannot control. That sometimes we come home and sometimes it's on our mind, and we have, and we like to say thank you to all y'all and for putting up with us. That's really what you can say, is putting up with us. But we like to thank you. Y'all guys say thank you. But this coaching profession, it's crazy because we're judged about, as coaches, we're judged by wins and losses. And the funny thing about it is, it's a tough way of making a living. And I know a lot of guys do it for volunteer, and a lot of guys do it for paid. It doesn't matter. You're all underneath the same umbrella because you love what you do. And we're getting critiqued because for the actions of teenagers. You ever thought about that? You ever thought about that? You're getting gauged on how smart you are by a teenager. When you're winning, oh man, you're almost like Einstein. Everything you're doing is right. But if things are not going your way, boy, I'm pretty sure Kelly Snow over there will write some articles about you. I'm just messing with him. But no, he's a good guy. I've been knowing him for years, right? Gosh, it's great. Hey, guys, time going about fast, isn't it? But no, it's the only profession that you have when you judge by teenagers, and sometimes, and there's backseat guys. When you're one of my backseat guys, there's guys who are always going to try to tell you what you want, don't know anything about your program, but they're going to lend an ear and lend a comment to what you're doing. You got, maybe it's a parent, maybe it's another teacher, maybe it's somebody else that you know. They're always going to. So it's a hard profession to do, and we all do it because we love it. We all do it because we do it for the kids, and that's one of the reasons why I kind of made the transition from being an analytical chemist into coaching, is because it's for the kids. It's for helping kids out. I take a lot of joy of being able to see a young man, see a young lady, and be able to teach them a certain situation, not just necessarily football, but life goals, life skills, and be able to transform those guys into grown men. I have guys call me, and I keep in touch with guys now, and they come back and they call me, and we talk, and it's a beautiful thing. And that's one of the things I want to get y'all guys to always keep in the back of the mind. They may not always do what you tell them to do, but always stick with those kids, because those kids come from different backgrounds. And I was telling the guys here, if the environment is right, and the environment is right in your program, if you're creating an environment where the kids can trust you, if you create an environment where the kids can be able to come up to you and talk to you and just unload on you, not necessarily about X's and O's and this play and that play, when you can reach out and you can touch those kids, that's what we do. That's why we do it. It's not about what happens on Fridays, or what happens on Tuesdays or Thursdays or Wednesdays, whenever the game day happens. It's what happens behind the scenes. It's what happens, what are the results, And those are the things I like, guys I like to challenge our guys to continue to do, because I'm a living fact of that. Coach Harris, gosh, Coach Day, Coach Russell, it's numerous coaches that has been involved in my life that I can turn back and say that they put in a hand in what I'm doing and guide me in the right direction. Along with my parents, they had a really strong direction when I was going. But let me ask you this question: what are y'all getting into coaching? Coach, what makes you get into coaching? Okay, I told you I'm going to ask y'all that question.
Basically what you said, to help kids in the right direction.
What about you? Coach Albert? My brother.
My brother, the kids and the mentors we had before us.
Yeah, and you know what? And that's the same thing. And it should be that way. Now, ask yourself, what are you doing in order to, as coaches, we can't just settle on just being good coaches. You have to also, you got to always critique yourself. How can I make this play better? How can I deliver a message that's, it may be one sentence that I can reach out and grab this kid and let him be able to not necessarily do what I tell him to do, but be successful. It may not necessarily be about a play. Maybe about grades, maybe about later on in life. You know, we always have to critique ourselves, and that's one of the things that I try to do a lot, is trying to critique myself and how I deliver a message. So how do you do that? Go to coaches' clinics. Go to different schools. Experience different situations. I could give you an example. This past preseason, I was with the New Orleans Saints, working a preseason camp with those guys. And I don't say that to be boastful at all. I say that because, you know, it's all about growing as a coach, and it's all about growing because as you grow, as you go, they will go. I really believe that. And it's all about command influence. All right? It's about command influence. Have you ever noticed that whenever y'all guys have a bad day at work, you come back and you kind of grind on the kids a little bit? They kind of reflect how you, or mimic how your reactions are. I know it happens to me a lot of times. You know, a lot of times I come from work, we be in a meeting, and all of a sudden I kind of be not so nice to the players, and they reflect that. They understand it. So you know that's what I mean by that. It's called command influence, and not necessarily on the practice field, but also the grades. How many times have y'all guys sit down and y'all make y'all kids about your academics? How many, you know, and I know sometimes it's hard, but how many times have y'all guys know that Johnny here, you know, he's not doing well in school? You know, how many times have you done that? You got to do that. Those are the type of things. Those are the type of guidance you have to be able to do in order to take these kids to where they need to go. Roxborough is not a big town. I can honestly say that it's not. But it's a great town because of the community. So what I mean by that is we have to be able to guide these kids, have different programs set up in our particular sports to help these kids understand what the NCAA is. As ninth graders, they need to understand that everything that they do from ninth grade until 12th grade counts. They need to understand that they need to take the SAT. You know, they need to understand that they need SAT, ACT. They need to know that they need to take the prep SAT. And as coaches, we need to make sure we know the dates, and so we can get kids there so they can be able to do all those things. That's part of our job also, along with a long list of other things else that we have. We wear many hats. But those hats are, like we already said, I heard some guys say right now that they do it because they want to mentor kids and they want to help kids. Those are the things we have to do. Because again, I'm a product of this community, I'm a product of this school, and it's done wonders for me and to guide me to where I've been and where I'm doing now. You know, and again, the goals haven't been reached for myself. I'm still trying to reach goals, just like y'all guys are trying to reach goals. And those are the things that we have to continue to do. Y'all have any questions or anything like that? I'd open it up. But I want to wrap it up and say it like this. Let's continue to work hard and trying to reach our kids. You know, I know a lot of times, you know, I can speak from myself. I get kind of personal here. You know, I come from a situation where, and it's nothing bad about this, my parents didn't go to college. You know, my mom and dad didn't go to college. And it's not an excuse. But they still told me to work hard and be able to do what they have to do. But if you have some kids that don't have that, you have some kids that don't have a family, they have that type of structure, and sometimes those kids look up to you and latch on to you. I'm pretty sure there's been many times you took some of these kids back home to their houses or wherever they live after practice. There's been many times that you had to sit and wait for that ride. Oh, my ride's about to come, my ride's about to come. You can sit there for 1, 2, or 3 hours for that person to come through, and they ain't came through yet. There's been many times those kids look up to you. So sometimes we got to go out of our way sometimes to help kids. And that's right. I like to encourage our guys to continue to do that. Continue to do the things that can benefit these kids. Because when you benefit the kids, the wins will come. they trust you, they'll run through a wall for you. And you know that. They trust you, they know that you're at their best interest, they'll do whatever you would want them to do because they trust you. I knew I did. I had some people in John, I keep on bringing his name up, Coach Harris, you know, I'll run through a wall for that man because of those factors, because I trust them and the whole deal. I can name a bunch of other coaches along with that. So just keep that in mind, and hopefully, you know, it's beautiful. I'm honored for y'all guys to have me come through and speak to y'all guys. You know, you better start up, right? Basketball, right? You got scrimmage tomorrow.
That's right.
But Green Hope and it's coming up next week. Yeah, so it's right around the corner. That's it. You got football teams about to go into the playoffs, and we'll find out who they got later on the day or tomorrow about what's going on with that situation in volleyball, man. And look, I'm honored. I'm proud of y'all guys and state championships and the things that y'all done and the program that y'all doing. And that's the thing we have to do is continue to build the program up and keep on fighting, guys, and keep on doing what you have to do. All right, thanks.
Evening, everybody. Hopefully, everybody got their bellies full tonight. And maybe next year, Mr. Powell said this is going to be his last one. But as the elections happened and stuff, now that he's a county commissioner, you know, you scratch our back, we scratch your back. At this time, it's my honor to present our Coach of the Year award. This coach has been with Person County Schools almost 20 years. In that time frame, he's worked with student athletes at Northern Middle School as well as at Person High School. Last year, his JV football team went 7-3. They followed that up this year with an 8-2 record. Last year, as the men's track coach, he had a team member win the state championship in the 200 meters. And yesterday, that young man signed his letter of intent to go to the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. That's what we're all about. The student athlete. Not just the athlete, but the student athlete. His coaching peers selected him as the Coach of the Year. Everyone, please join me in congratulating Rob Rogers. Rob, you gotta give some words.
First, I'd like to say I'm thanking the Lord for all of this. Thank God. Without Him, we wouldn't be here. Okay. Also, I'd like to thank Dontavian Smith for being so fast. I don't know. I had a whole lot to do with that. That young man has been blessed with fast twitch muscle fibers. You know, he's been blessed. I also like to thank Coach Klein, because without him and I running him to Durham and a couple other people over the summer past, you know, it really helped. Appreciate it, Coach. And I also like to thank my wife for hanging in there with me. Thank you, baby. Appreciate that.
Now we move on to our Rocket Club awards. At the beginning of the year, when my good friend Jeremy Clayton said, "Can you help me tote water late at night? And can you do the things I used to do and try to be anywhere near as good as I was?" I said, "No, I can't do it." But I'm still here. And thank you to Jeremy for this year. But the first person that he introduced me to was one of our winners tonight. He said, she'll do everything, and she has. So one of our award winners this year is Miss Amanda Phelps.
Thank you so much for your work.
And then, thank you, Ms. Phelps, for your hard work this year. Without you, the concession stand couldn't go, and we couldn't have the extra funds to help in other projects. Our next award goes to someone who's given several years to the Rocket Club, well before I was around. And so tonight, I can tell you all about him, but Tim O'Brien is going to be our next award winner tonight. But yeah. So I did want to say that to everybody. Tim O'Brien was our other award winner. So anyway, with that. And again, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Thank you for joining us for the meal. I hope it was enjoyable. Thank you for a great season. It's been fun to call on the Rocket Radio, and it's been fun to watch it from the stands. Thank you for the pride filling the field. Those are great kids. So with that, we'll let you go and have a safe travel home. Thank you so much for coming tonight.